My name is John Lynch. I'm the US QA manager for Snail Games USA.
So what can you tell us about Black Gold Online as far as the plot goes?
So Black Gold is a collision between a steampunk and a fantasy world. So you have your dark, gritty steampunk side, and you also have your high fantasy side where you think of like elves and things like that. And the whole game is about this clash between these two cultures, trying to actually control this resource called Black Gold, which is basically a mystical resource that was found in the world that basically it powers the Steam groups, it gives the fantasy group their magic, so they're always trying to control this mystical resource. And because of that, it's an open PvP world game with constant guild battles, faction battles, because everybody is trying to run the entire continent.
And what brought about making an MMO for steampunk focus?
So steampunk is not an MMO genre that really has been hit very much, and so by creating this world of both steampunk and fantasy, you actually are giving two different worlds for people to play in, because typically you see like a high fantasy or only sci-fi, but with the collision of these two worlds, it's giving two different groups of people the opportunity to come play a game together.
So tell us a little bit about the classes and character types.
So when you start off the game, you pick a very base class. So this might be a weapon master or a more mage style. Now, as you progress, you'll actually get to pick an advanced class, and that can be anything from a healer style, a DPS style, a tank style. But even within that, because of the way that the skills are set, even a healer can do a lot of damage. So depending on what skills you have on your bar, you can actually have multiple classes within I believe there's 18 advanced classes that are planned.
What made you guys want to bring this to the MMO platform as opposed to like a normal single player?
So, Snail Games actually specializes in multiplayer, free-to-play multiplayer games, be it browser-based, client-based, real-time strategy, MMO, and because of that, it's something that Snail has really gotten down well, and it is one of, if not the largest free-to-play company in China. Like Age of Wushu, for example, has over 10 million players in China alone. So because of that, they wanted to create a new, unique world with new combat and just something that hadn't already been seen before.
What can players expect from the new MMO that stands out outside of the steampunk genre?
So there's a couple things that really help it stand out. Number one is an active combat system. So unlike most MMOs where you always are targeting something and just hitting your buttons, yes, you have some attacks like that, but some attacks are directional. So you can be fighting two different people at the same time with different moves. Another big thing is in the PvP realm, we have mech combat. So the steampunk side has these mech walkers, spider crab looking things. Well, the fantasy side has, like real looking spiders, and they're actually like organic. And when you get into these vehicles, you actually go into a first person mode, and basically it switches to a first person shooter. So you can have people fighting on the ground, people fighting in the mechs, and you just have these insanely huge battles, which are just something that you don't quite see in MMOs.